This holiday season, it's going to be important to take some precautions to try to help limit the spread of COVID-19. We're at a point right now where our hospitals are filling up quite considerably, where we don't have nearly as many available ICU beds, nearly as many available ventilators as we had even earlier in this season. And we need to do whatever we can to try to take the pressure off of our healthcare system, as well as honestly just to protect each other from this illness. Probably the biggest thing would be to try to limit the larger gatherings, the ones where you have dozens of people in a fairly small area, particularly if people are unmasked and talking, eating, otherwise doing activities that could help spread the virus. That doesn't mean that we don't have dinner together, but maybe that we have a smaller group as opposed to a very large group. That we try to limit the times where there's a lot of people in one area together. Clearly, no one wants to sit around with their family around the Christmas tree, all wearing masks and opening presents. But there may be some times in which this would be beneficial, particularly if people are unvaccinated. Perhaps opening windows would be helpful as well, though quite honestly, at the end of December, that may be a little bit tough. But we know that the transmission outdoors is significantly less than that inside. And so doing whatever we can to try to help air circulate will probably make a difference. There may be some benefit in people testing beforehand, whether at a local pharmacy, at a swab and send site, or even getting a home test to feel a little bit more comfortable. As well, probably more so than the testing, really, if we have any symptoms whatsoever, regardless of whether we're vaccinated or not, it's really best to stay away from these sorts of gatherings. What we know is the best prevention against COVID-19, and hence the best protection for others around us, would be vaccination. We're clearly getting close to the holiday season. However, any bit of protection from vaccination would be beneficial. If there's any one thing that I'd recommend against, would be the large, long holiday gathering in a fairly enclosed space with a number of people. Really, the likelihood in that setting that someone may have COVID, even asymptomatic COVID, and could potentially spread to others is fairly high. And you really want to avoid a situation like that where one person could end up infecting a number of people and causing them to become seriously ill. I'll be honest in that my family's going to have a pretty low-key holiday season. We're going to stay home, just a few of us at Christmas, open presents, have dinner together, and just try to be close to one another. That doesn't mean we're not going to have contact with our extended family, but it's going to be through phone calls, Zoom calls, other things like that, as opposed to being in person. Having another Christmas that's maybe a little bit, again, low-key, maybe not quite as exciting, is going to be better than doing something that could put us or others at risk. And